This is how to properly use Obyn in BTD6. We're going to be doing 2 full runs using him, and I'll be explaining every decision I make along the way. Now, on the main channel, we did an overview of every single hero, like who they pair well with, when to use them, what's their strength and weaknesses, etc. But we didn't go through full runs, and I wanted to show you guys how I would use each hero. So, just like every other hero, you start off however necessary. So for this map, I like to start off with an engineer set to last and a dart monkey to pick up whatever is left. Then we'll just pick up larger service area as it makes the rounds even easier. And we are off to the races. We're going to go for pin, and then we can probably go straight to Obyn is my game plan. Oversized nails gives it more pierce, just in time for round 10. The grouped blues at the end of round 10, sometimes a struggle if your monkeys can't handle a large rush, but this guy with 8 pierce can handle it pretty well. And then we'll add pin, and now he counters yellows. Boom, we're in business. So Obyn has a super strong early game and pairs really well with druids. That's about it. Oh, and wizards, I guess, but it's mostly druids is why you would use him. Whether you go for a full druid strategy like we'll do this run, or if you just want to use the ball lightning to save up for a big other tower, both work perfectly fine. But we're gonna go druids this time around, and then a late game tower next time. So put Obyn in a spot where he can do plenty of damage. He's seeking projectiles, so like even being able to see right here is really big, because if the balloons get around, his attacks will loop. Might be a while before they get to him, but it'll be nice. Trust. So from here, we have a few decisions to make. Do we want to make this guy a double gun, because that completely counters the rounds? Do we want to go for a Spirit of the Forest or an Avatar of Wrath? Those are our big 2 decisions right now. I think we'll just get a ninja down. Ninjas are great because they can handle the early camos. And if you don't want to deal with the early camos, you can always use a brambles. Brambles work great as they can pop camo balloons. They just pop, I believe it's 50 balloons. Yeah, 50 balloons acts like a pile of spikes. But we'll just upgrade this guy to a 302, the ninja. That way he can build up some caltrops while the balloons are coming in, and camos won't really be a problem until the 40s, but Obyn solves that problem later on. So pick up double shot. Look at how strong pin is. If we want, we could probably change this to first now, because now he'll shoot up the straightaway and pin things inside the range of Obyn and the ninja, which will be nice. Might be slightly worse at how many balloons he pins, but he'll slow the balloons down in their range, which is always useful. If you want, you can be spamming brambles. If Obyn's attacking, he'll put the brambles where he's attacking. Otherwise, it'll be randomly on the track inside his range. From here, we will just pick up a nice alchemist. So you don't want to put it right next to... Oh, I lied. We'll save that for later. There's a trick that you can do to get a ton of blimp damage for round 40. So we'll just save it for that. All right, look how strong Obyn is. Boom, pops all of the leads for us. You absolutely love to see it. But we are going to start placing some druids down. This guy will be in the back. So what we are going to do is make him a 302 in preparation for round 40. Nice and easy. So the tornado druid has a tornado every few seconds that pushes balloons back, which by itself is pretty bad, but Obyn buffs him, so it gets actually pretty solid. I believe he throws it more often and maybe has more pierce, so it actually does work. On top of that, we'll be getting pop plus later on, which give it even more attack speed and more pierce. So win-win. Heart of Vengeance gives it extra attack speed, so you love to pick that up. And now we'll go for a Bloon Jitsu. It is tempting to pick up a Berserker Brew right now, and honestly, you probably could, but I want to show you guys the round 40 counter. I'm trying to think. We'll probably put village. We're going to be going for a double discount village. It's not necessarily needed, but we want to get a bunch of druids inside everyone's range. So, oh yes. Normally you would have Caltrops by now. I forgot to buy it, and since we are so close to Bloon Jitsu, we're just going to get that first, since there's a bigger increase in damage, but totally meant to buy Caltrops earlier. Oops. If you want, oh, that's a tragic Brambles placement. If you want, you can be spamming Brambles. You do not have to be. But now we will just save up. At level 8, all druids in his range get camo detection. So on top of the ninja, the druid will also be able to pop the camos. So that's absolutely lovely. Makes the camos in 40s just absolutely free. And if you want, you can get like a jungle drums right now. But what we will do, I don't really know where I will put the village as the thing after I get this. So maybe we'll go like remove this. We're gonna get an alchemist. Normally you'd put it like touching the tower you want buffed, but because Obyn falls off later on, we're actually gonna move this guy down a little bit. So he's not touching Obyn, but he's really close. We'll make him a Berserker Brew. Now, watch for that when he has both buffs on him, like he did at the start of the round. Place Brambles. This thing can now do 303 damage to the Moab, I believe. Ready? Zoom. And then the tornado pushes it back for a very easy round 40. Anyway, if we want some discounts, we could probably go right here with jungle drums, and then one down here with, oh, I guess we we'll see. We'll get this guy. Get a double discount. We're going to be getting a bunch of druids, so it's good to have 2 discounts. It's a little tight on this map. You can see we can't even fit like a pop lust up here, which is sad. We can't even fit a normal monkey up there. But we are going to want to start placing things. So if I go right here, maybe what we'll do is just to see how much room we have, place down a druid and then get another. Oh, look at that. Use Brambles. All right. We should just get more popping power, I guess. So we'll pick up a 0-1-3 Druid of Wrath. With the Obyn buff, it's actually like a decent amount of damage we just added. And now we can get this guy down. Squeeze him in as tightly as possible when you're confined on a spot like this. Get a discount. And what we will do is pick up jungle drums on the top one just so we can reach more down here. This guy already has a ton of range. So this will be, if we want, we can make it a mib later on to give everything lead popping power, but we'll probably just go a different route for that. So anyway, we might run out of room for a ton of damage, or for a ton of pop lust. Oh, look at this. We'll make both of these pop lusts now to start making all of them better. Oh yes, 0-1-3, my bad. You want the extra projectiles going, 3 extra projectiles is super nice. Looks like we can fit one here and then here. We'll put this guy right next to the alchemist so that he gets all the buffs. And then you can save the money on Heart of Oak. It's only $300, but because we'll be getting like 6 of them, it's actually pretty big. It's actually a lot of money saved, especially in the mid game. All right, this guy got a lot better. There we go. Just try to squeeze him in as tightly as you can. And this is our biggest jump in popping power, is this section of the game right here. As you can see, nothing's getting far. They kind of got far when I was refusing to place anything. So normally, I guess not normally, if you're on a map with more space, You could make... Oh, that's even with this guy having bigger radius. Dang. That's a shame. So see, we can only get this guy in here with both discounts. So that's kind of our last one for now. Our last one with both discounts. If this reaches all of them, we can just be disciplined. The only thing is the jungle drums buff is massive. Like a certain haircut. So we might just pick that up on both, which is kind of bad. That would just be a waste of money. I should have left this as a 102. But, oh well. We'll have plenty of money left over. Alright, everything's at 3 pop plus buffs. We want everything to 5. So we need 2 more. We'll probably put this guy right here. $25.40. That's basically free. Oh, Obyn hit level 10, unlocking his wall of trees. It's an excellent SOS sort of thing. So just put his targeting as far back as possible, put the trees down. It'll eat up to, we don't have the number. It'll eat a ton of balloons before letting anything by, which is glorious. So if we ever clear this, we can get more discounted things, much more. But we will just stick like this for now. And get our last pop plus. It is a shame we can't affect all of them. Ideally, every single one would have 5 pop plus buffs on it. But we were not able to do so. But now that we have all these guys, we have 2 big upgrades left to buy. We're going to upgrade this guy to a 420 stronger stim. We're going to make him a 402 ball lightning. This just increases how many ceramics he can knock back, making the mid-game save up super easy. And this will just add a ton of damage to our main guy. So we'll start with this. And oh, I have a decision to make. You see, I put this guy closest to the alchemist, meaning he gets priority on the stronger stim, which is why we did that. However, he's not in range of this village, which stinks. Really stinks. So everything already has camo detection, all of our druids, because they're all in range of Obyn. Just a mib is really nice for lead popping power. That's okay. We can get... We'll just have to make this guy the Avatar Wrath. You want the one closest to the Alchemist to have it, but we messed up a bit, and that's okay. I'm sure everything will be fine. But this is around 63, and as you can see, nothing is even getting close. But, oh, if you want, completely optional. Ideally, you can get it in range of the discounts. We won't get done there. Is you can get another Berserker Brew. Just a 3/0/0. Just buff the druids. And you will smoke the rounds. But this is the large save up of the run, so we are just going to speed it up. Fast forward's now set to 10 times speed instead of 3. And you'll see we are going to do basically nothing. And we're going to go straight for the Avatar of Wrath. We could get some support like a Relentless Glue. But with how everything is laid out, we're kind of just chilling. We could speed it up even more, but I'll watch just in case. Have some hot tamales. This is the relaxing part of Bloons. Is the mid game. And you can scroll through, See what all you want to use, if anything. Oh, something I should say is Obyn can be paired with the Avatar of Wrath or the Spirit of the Forest. So if we had a little more room, I would have replaced, or I would have gotten one more. I'll just say right here and made it a 2/5/0 Spirit of the Forest. Also works very well. I just opted for the Avatar of Wrath because I think it's more fun. But Spirit of the Forest and Like a Carpet of Spikes is one of my favorite strats, though it's not necessarily the best. All right, round 80 and the ZOMG. You'll love to see it. But another reason I put fast forward on is because this map does notoriously take forever since the balloons have to go all the way around the loop. But like, look at the ceramics. They don't get past this guy. And oh, Obyn got his second buff. Nice. Now everything has 5 pop plus. His second buff gives everything more range. Super nice. Oh, I mean, he does get it. A good rule of thumb for what druid to give the Avatar of Wrath upgrade is to see what one has the most damage, because that's the one getting the buffs and attacking the most. So that would lead to this one, which is why it's very tough to upgrade something else. All right, I'm just gonna pull the trigger. I'm just gonna get I'm not gonna go a mib. I'm just gonna get jungle drums on this and have wasted the 1375. But now we need to make sure that he has lead popping power, and honestly, that's it. We have to make sure he has lead popping power so that he can pop all the DDTs. So we can either de-lead the DDTs with like a glue storm, or we can give him lead popping power. The easier of the two is probably de-leading everything. So let's remove this. Get a double discounted glue storm. Now, the top path of the glue storm gives extra damage. This makes it rain longer, and that's kind of all we need right now. So, also, Obyn hitting level 20, the trees get twice as big. So we just have to be on the lookout for that. And we should have tons of money left over, because we could probably win pretty close to as is. So we could also just get something to counter DDTs. I was thinking we would get a super brittle, but since there isn't really a good spot to buff them, we could get something like a carpet of spikes, though we might have spent too much. So we'll figure it out. What else counters DDTs that's relatively cheap? Are there any that we can get for it's buffed by Obyn even? We could do like my favorite thing. Wait, is it because he gets elk buffed? It is. That is kind of sad. Do they both reach over there? So one of my favorite things to do is to also get a Spirit of the Forest, but it's not necessarily good, so I'm not going to get it. We'll just save up for the glue storm, play principled. Here we go. You ready for this? We do not have guaranteed lead popping power, but we can glue strike, and that's all we need. Glue storm. What else do we want, boys? After that, let's be up to 5 times just because of the long build-up. Here we go. Oh, I was saying that was 93. I was prepared. Let's see how much money we're going to get. How about that? Another thing we can do is give him more Pierce. That's always a good time. This guy struggles the most. His lowest stat is Pierce. So anytime you can raise it, always a good call. Which is why I'm tempted to give him a Abyss Dweller. That would be fun. You just have to recognize what you're weakest against. And right now, aside from our Glue Storm, it is most definitely DDTs. So we're just going to pick up Primary Expertise as it gives shorter cooldowns. And then once they start to get far, we will just Glue Strike. You can remove this because I'm not sure if it'll last the whole time with recent nerfs. We can pick up a 4-2-0 Ice Monkey on the corner. This guy will de-lead any DDTs it hits, as well as make them take extra damage. But the Glue Storm lasted long enough anyway, so we just get extra damage from him. Not a waste, but not needed. Kind of just a very neutral pickup. But you can see we're going to have lots of money anyway. And we should just smoke these rounds. If you want to be safe, as you should, pick up some Moab presses. Get 2 of them. I have the copy paste mod, so that way I just set them both to strong. And if anything even gets this far, okay, they can reach pretty far because of the primary expertise. They will knock them back. And you probably could use the Glue Storm right now. I just have to save it for the DDTs. Unless they all get hit by the Embrittlement. On the corner, it's pretty strong, so let's use Glue Storm. Look at that. Is Obyn level 20? He is. So let's reset up the trees. That is a huge wall in the back, and then we can just spam brambles. We could also upgrade him, but we can just leave everything as is probably. And we'll start the rain. Nice. And that smokes everything. Beautiful. Oh, my first Desperado Insta. Let's go. All right, next up, we're going to do Obyn into a non-druid strategy. So let's just pick one, not like a super easy map. Ooh. You don't want to absolutely crush it on accident. That one, I would just use a permaspike. I mean, we can do stream bed. What are some advanced ones? I haven't even played Sunset Gulch yet. I did high finance in my big video. Sure, let's do Off the Coast. Why not? It's one of the easier advanced maps, but that's okay. What I like to do, just put a sub right here. And if we want, we can get a Dart Monkey down. Put it on last. That way he shoots down the straightaway. The sub dart start, super strong. Will get you through a lot of games. A lot of starts. You can just look at that. Pick up twin guns. Sometimes, some maps you'll be able to go straight to Obyn, but twin guns is a great, just double attack speed. So, hard to argue with that. If you do plan on getting more subs, technically a second sub is the same amount of DPS and for less, but upon later upgrades, it's then more expensive. So anyway, we will go for Obyn. Now, slower down. I don't really know where I want Obyn, so I'll just put him in the corner. Why not? Then we get to decide what monkey do we want to save up for. We did a Moab domination in the big video. I would get a Golden Justice, but I'm not confident that I'll win with it, if I'm being honest. Could get a Bez. That'd be probably too easy of a save up. Wizard Lord Phoenix we did with Gwendolyn. I'll put this down just so I don't leak. We also did a pop sight in the video. All right, let's get, like I said, the ninja is a great pickup. So we can get him down. Gonna stall. We could just do like a carpet of spikes. It's always a fun one. I just really like that tower is the problem. All right, 201 to start off. like I said, you can spam brambles. We figure out what we want as our main damage dealer. Ray of Doom would probably be a little tough to get to. We could do an Archmage. That's always fun. I mean, we could stick with a Moab Dom. Why not? We'll show a full Moab Dom run. Great tower. Super fun to use. Kind of doesn't benefit from any hero, so might as well use him with Obyn. This time we will make this guy Caltrops, though. Because we're locked in this time around. What do we want to use as a save up? We could do an Archmage. Just make it exactly the same. I mean, I'm not against it. Sure. Why not? This time around, though, I am not going to do the put off the Alchemist. What we are going to do is put this guy next to the Ninja. Probably put him... I'm just going to leave him as a Berserker Brew, so it's okay that he's touching him. We'll make him a 3/0/0. And then anytime on round 40, we're going to look to see if he ever does have both buffs. We can just hope. Get some copium going. Ooh. Normally, I would make this guy a submergent support in most runs, but we should be fine without it, which means we can probably make him a first strike later on. Sub, super nice tower in that way. You can either make it your full camo detection for the entire run, or you can use it for some bad damage later on. Both work. And now we'll just go for a Bloom Jitsu. Or we could get down a Druid. Up to you. Depends on if you need more damage. Right now, we definitely do not. Oh, I guess our main damage dealer, we'll have a village. I was gonna say we could make this guy submergent support, but we'll have a village. Here we go, Bloom Jitsu, just in time. Actually, it looks like we had plenty of damage, and now we can either get jungle drums or get our druid. I'm going to get our druid. 1, 2, oh. Not that fast. That's on me. Bang. All right, Druid of the Storm. That beautiful knockback, make it a 3/0/2 for the extra attack speed. Range is also nice, and now we get a watch. I highly doubt he'll get both buffs, but maybe. I actually don't even know if it's possible that he'll get the Berserker Brew. I don't think it is. Yeah, it definitely does not look like it, so let's put you down. Yeah, because he should just always reapply on him. Look at that. Even without it, popped it open just fine. Probably put you right here. Get jungle drums. And we actually don't need radar scanner because everything but the alchemist has, or sorry, these two have camo detection right now. And I'm going to, I was gonna get a 4/0/2, but I actually might lean towards an Archmage because it would be fun to get both. But no, our mid-game damage dealer is going to be a 4/0/2 wizard. An Arcane Spike. We can get a second Berserker Brew going. That way this guy gets his own buff. Plus, we get more AMDs just out in the world. Extra lead popping power. You'll love to see it. So let's speed this up. This is 10 times speed. As you can see, what we're going to do is get Arcane Spike and then probably go straight from Moab Dom. I mean, we could... we might want to get some extra defense. Like a Spiked Mines. Oh, yes. Pick that up. Around 50. I mean, we'll see. Okay, I am so sorry. I was like, we are definitely forgetting something. We should not be able to move on as is. After you get your mid-game damage dealer, whether that is a BADS, a plasma accelerator, you know, an aircraft carrier, archmage, what else? Yeah, I mean, more glaives into a glaive lord. That one's not nearly as good. I mean, elite defender. Once you get a mid-game damage dealer, you're going to want to get your ball lightning, because him buffed by Obyn will be enough to stall the ceramics. This might be a little fast to watch everything, but as you can see, we're not doing much. We'll slow it down, put the trees down, boom, speed it back up, and we will just watch around 63. If we can beat 63, we can save up. So, like I said, this guy will be our damage dealer. I'm trying to decide, where do I want him? We want him up front? I mean, probably. Do we want his stalls? I'll put him right here. I lied. Right here. We're going for a Moab Dom. Moab Domination is better as a 0-5. So. Oh, and this guy does not have camo detection, so we can finally pick up radar scanner. Beautiful. And if we want, we could also give him a Berserker Brew. But we are going to just be chilling for now. We'll give him his own stronger stim later on. So my thought is for 63, we might need a little more support. Let's just watch the first wave. This guy might just destroy it. I mean, yeah. Can't complain about that. Watch the second wave. If you want, you can put down a brambles, but yeah, nothing is even getting to the wall of trees, so it's throwing down. Look at that. I mean, they're going so strong until the tornado. Not much they can do. And we won't face a ceramic rush that big until what, 76? And what's 76 gonna do? Make a regrow farm? That's not gonna happen. Not on us. And if I had to guess, like 80, around 82 or 84, we get a Moab Dom. Can't complain about that. So in the meantime, we can have more hot tamales. Hashtag not a sponsor. I'm trying to think. What does the Moab Dom need after we get it? Honestly, not much. If you overclock him, he can kind of solo the game. So, I guess we'll get an overclock. We can always pick up a Relentless Glue, because that thing is cracked. We could upgrade the Wizard to an Archmage. I know, there's always something satisfying about upgrading your mid-game damage dealer to the tier 5. Definitely not needed, because you can probably just spend the money on support and get more out of it. Get more out of your money than pairing an Archmage with a Moab Domination, but it is fun. I think it's fun. Halfway there. Let's go. Should we... I want to speed it up even more. If I wasn't making a pseudo guide, I probably would speed it up more, but we'll just watch it as we go. Round 76. Round 76 is the possible tricky round. If we ever do get a little scared, you can pick up a 024 Relentless Glue way up front. Gives you a ton of support. Here we go. Put Brambles down just for fun. But I mean, look how strong the Obyn buffed Ball Lightning is. And 76 is scary. That's a scary round. We have 35k in the bank and no real damage dealer. That's the power of Obyn. I mean, look at this. He threw so many tornadoes there. That's wild. 76. Face a large ceramic rush. Are any of them going to make it to the trees? Nope. I mean, not much more you can ask for out of a hero. Sure, you could want some damage because he doesn't do much. He's only at 6k, and even this guy's at more. But oh, there was the second ceramic rush. This round, 79, sneaky hard. Sometimes you just get overwhelmed by the regen rainbows. But already done with those. We just have to break open the BFBs now. This is the last round before super ceramics, so none of our towers are especially good against those, but we have a lot of stalls versus them. If you didn't know, in rounds 81 and up, ceramics go from having 10 health and splitting into multiple children to having 60 health and splitting into just one line of children. All right, that was a bit close, I'm not gonna lie, but that's what Wall of Trees is for. If it ever sucks up balloons, replace it so you get your money out. You don't get any extra money in chimps, unfortunately, but you do get your money back. Anyway, as I was saying, they have a ton of health now, but you fight way less balloons as they don't split. So Pierce, I would say, is less of an issue, but then you face a ton of blimps, but it just increases difficulty while reducing lag because you face less balloons. But that's why they're so hard to pop. There we go. Got this guy around at 82. I guess it might have been 81, technically. Heck yeah. Now, something very important. There we go. Finally got through my hot tamales. We want to buff him with a stronger stim. Well, we could just give him right there. I love giving your main tower his own dedicated alchemist, meaning the only thing in his range is this guy. So what I like to do is get the support we're going to get first. We want it inside the range of the village. So right there, get our 0, 2, 4 relentless glue. This guy combined with him is going to be awesome. The slows and the stuns mixed with a knocks back. Chef's kiss. And then we'll come over here and put him, we want him getting jungle drums so that he gets the extra attack speed. And he can only buff this guy, and we will make him a 4-2-0. And our boomerang is going to go crazy. We could give him a primary training. Would be funny. All right, we'll do it. We'll just buff him even more. Why not? We don't need the MIB, so. And now, the obvious choice is an overclock. So the thing was, we can't really guarantee. Oh, right here. Right? Yeah. I don't want to put him inside that alchemist range. Okay, yeah. They light up if they're in range, so he's not inside the top alchemist, which is all we care about. And we will make him a 0-4-2 overclock. That just gives a nice little slow on balloons. And we'll just put it right here so they get slowed if they ever pass over the foam. If you want to only hit DDTs, you can actually offset it like right here, and it won't hit balloons, it won't hit blimps. But not many balloons are going to get, or we don't care about DDTs because he has camo detection. So it is what it is. Ooh, level 19 already. All right, DDTs. Look at that. Smokes them. And after the overclock, I mean, if we have enough money for an Archmage, I'll build him. Otherwise, you get a preemptive strike. Would have been funny, but I've already spent too much money. Oh, he hit max level. Replace the trees, and then we'll get an overclock. And then look how strong this guy is. Kind of want to save it for the DDTs, so I will. But I mean, even without an overclock, they are not getting far. They're not even glued yet. That's crazy. All right, so now overclock them. Smoked. Fortunately, it doesn't have 100% uptime. There, I see it's gone. But some other sports you could get, we could get a Sabotage Ninja. We could get a Symphonic Resonance for more stalls. We could get another Glue Storm, though that one wouldn't be as good right now. We could get a First Strike for the bad, Spike Storms for the bad. We'll overclock you. I love using your abilities before 95 because you get them back before they spawn, before the DTs start coming. What else? Ready? Oh, just in time. Do we even need it? It'd be funny if we don't. His knockback's pretty strong, but we'll use it. The nice thing about putting your towers near the back of the track is that in the later rounds, you get to work on your cooldowns while the strong balloons head your way. He doesn't need more Pierce, so we don't need to give him a Lord of the Abyss. But I think I'm just gonna save up for an Archmage because I think it would be fun. Even though we should probably, Archmage will be fine. Look at that. They actually are moving backwards when he has overclock on. Same with them. Holy cow. 5,000 more dollars, then we can upgrade him to a stronger stim. Basically, if it's not your main damage dealer, you can kind of leave it as a Berserker Brew. Especially if it's something cheap like a Bloon Jitsu. Bloon Jitsu only costs like 4 grand. So buffing it or spending 3,000 more dollars and the crosspath on it, not really necessary. However, if it's something expensive like an Arcane Spike, it's like 10 grand, probably worth it, you know? So that one would have been fine to upgrade. We actually don't have overclock. I think we'll be okay though, since we got this guy. And then round 100, the trees have not been made to yet, so we'll just leave it as is. He's attacking, so let's overclock him. Should break it open just fine. Slow it down. Look at that. Beautiful. The power of Obyn. We got a Moab Dom. And off the coast. Not the hardest map in the world, but hey. That's how you use Obyn. For a Druid strat, you can sub the Avatar of Wrath for a Spirit of the Forest. And for a Moab Dom, which you can sub for just about any expensive tier 5 tower.